What is up, and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick'em plays for Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DailyDog. All right, so we had an okay day yesterday as far as what the picks go. We didn't win any slips, but close on a couple. I mean, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, but we were okay. Macklin Calabrini gets it done with some points for the Sharks there. Roman Josi screwed us over in the hockey department. But it is what it is. NBA Cup, we had Giannis lower than 30.5 points. That game ended up being a barn burner, not a blowout. So him being pulled late in that game never came through. Klay Thompson, easy one. Isaiah Hartenstein, easy one. So I have really bad luck. When I play lowers, you should play the over. That's just or the higher. That's gonna be it. Because man, I feel like every time I'm like, you know what, I got an angle for a lower. People have awesome games. We also had our cross-sport lotto. Contavious Caldwell-Pope didn't really do his job, and neither did really anyone else. So the lotto didn't work. That's why we go small on the lotto tickets. But those are fun to hit. They're not real bankroll builders. I mean, they're bankroll builders when they hit, but the three-leg slips are more likely to be profitable over the short and the long term because there's a lot of less variables when you're dealing with less games. It's not exactly rocket science, but thought I would. Or not exactly rocket science, but worth stating nonetheless. People need to hear about good habits and bad habits, and don't go crazy on your underdog slips if you're not having a good one. Don't chase your losses, etc., etc. But enough about that. Let's get into it. Let's get into Thursday Night Football. Yesterday's slip, we had Brock Purdy higher than half an interception, Kyren Williams higher than half a rushing plus receiving touchdowns, and Puka and Nacua higher than 82.5 receiving yards. Now Puka is up at 88.5, so 6 yards has already moved. It's kind of getting into the no zone for me. Not quite there. Probably 90 yards is about the no zone for me. And it was a 6.07x multiplier yesterday. Now it's at 5.54x multiplier. So lost a lot of value if you waited on that one. But let's go with today's slip. I like Kyren Williams higher than 9.5 receiving yards. Obviously, he's a big play guy. He can get 9.5 yards on one play, no problem. That wouldn't surprise anybody if he actually, if he did that. So, that's good to have in your back pocket. But basically, if he gets 2 catches, I'm really confident he's going to be here. His set, higher lower is set at 1.5 catches. He's not necessarily the, primary target, but he can be productive when he gets the ball. He has a 6 catch game this year. So if this game flow and the game state requires the Rams to be dumping it down quite often, then Kyren Williams is going to blow through this. So I like Kyren Williams higher than 9.5 receiving yards. That's just a low number for a talented player like him. I'm also going with Ricky Pearsall higher than 1.5 receptions. He's had a couple slow weeks after coming out strong after he came back off the IR from his shooting injury when he got shot in the chest, and now is playing a rookie season. Good for him. That's amazing. Amazing that he wasn't hurt more than he was, and amazing that he's actually being a productive player, or at least he had been a productive player. He has not done much lately. I think that this game on Thursday night is kind of a circle the wagons game for the Niners. They need to get everyone involved. Pearsall is a dynamic player. They need to use him. 2 catches here. Last one, George Kittle higher than 56.5 receiving yards. Yards are going to be available against this defense of the Rams. George Kittle missed the first Rams game this year. He's going to make up for lost time. I think he's going to have a nice game here against the Rams. So George Kittle higher than 56.5 receiving yards is the third leg of this 6x slip. That was Kyren Williams higher than 9.5 receiving yards. Ricky Pearsall higher than 1.5 receptions. George Kittle higher than 56.5 receiving yards. 6x multiplier. All right. We are going to get into some more stuff. We're going to go to the NBA Cup. All right. I played some alts here just because I don't want to get too crazy, and I get a little bit crazy in the lotto at the end of the show. So stick around for the lotto slip if you're into that type of thing. But NBA, Jalen Brunson higher than 7.5 assists. That's actually a reduced number. I went to the alt lines there just because I want to be safe. I want to cash this. I want to cover our nut, so to speak. And I like the other 2 guys a lot. So I really want to cover our nut here. I don't want to be greedy with Jalen Brunson. 7.5 assists. It's a little bit of a slightly reduced multiplier, but worth it. Next one is also slightly reduced, and I think we're going to sail over this one for numerous reasons, but we're going to take Steph Curry higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. Obviously Steph Curry is capable of getting higher than that. He can have 10 3-pointers in a game. 3.5 in a semi-playoff type atmosphere looks good to me. Give me Steph Curry higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. Then we're going to go with Alperen Sengun, one of my favorite dudes on the not the Texans, on the Rockets down in Houston. Higher than 10.5 rebounds. I think that he's going to be able to do fine getting boards on the inside. This is a fairly conservative slip, 4.28x multiplier. But again, that was Jalen Brunson higher than 7.5 assists. Steph Curry higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. Alperen Sengun higher than 10.5 rebounds. All right. Before I get to the NHL slip and the cross-sport lotto, I got to tell you about Underdog. Sign up with promo code DAILYDOG, DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. If you are new to Underdog Fantasy, you can sign up with that code and get a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. That means if you put $2,000 on the app, you get $1,000 to play with for free. Only 1x rollover requirement, so nothing crazy like you see on some offshore sports books that have like 20, 30x rollover requirements, which is kind of insane. But yeah, fairly straightforward with the rollover on Underdog. And Underdog is so awesome. The amount of promos and boosts they give is actually insane. I mean, I opened the app yesterday just for no reason, and I randomly had a 50% NBA profit boost token. Ended up using it. The pick didn't come home because I, double dipped on our dude Kentavious Caldwell Pope, and that did not work at all. I had him with, one of our favorite plays yesterday as well, Clay Thompson. Clay did his job, that's for sure. Clay looked awesome. But man, a little bit disappointing to not get it done with our man Kentavious Caldwell Pope in a competitive game yesterday against the Milwaukee Bucks. But yeah, sign up with Underdog. The amount of promos makes it fun. And again, I don't want to say you get out there and put your paycheck on Underdog and go crazy with it. You know what I mean? You should be taking advantage of this for fun. And if you're a prop player, you're a sports bettor that likes to play props, you need to be on Underdog because of the rescues when people get injured in the second half. That is key. And the vulture protection in the NFL, that's also key. You don't get that in sports books, and Underdog with their bonus and everything else. It is a very competitive investing device if you are like to invest in sports picks and props and all that type of thing. So take advantage of everything Underdog has to offer. It is pretty dang awesome. All right, let's keep on rolling. Let's go to the NHL. Artemi Panarin, higher than 0.5 goals for the Rangers. Yeah, I'm choosing him to score a goal here. They're going up to Northern New York to face the Buffalo Sabres. Man, the Sabres are a joke lately. They have not closed out games at all. They've allowed a ton of goals, especially late in games. So if the Sabres get up early and it's you're 30 minutes into this game, a period and a half into this game, and the Rangers haven't done anything, do not worry about it. Do not freak out because they've been letting everyone through the back door in their games. And Panarin can get a goal and minute 1 of first period or minute 20 of the third period. The door is open against this Sabres team. Speaking of the Sabres team, we're going to go with a goal from Tage Thompson. The dude is hot right now for Buffalo, and the goaltending and defense for the Rangers also not that good. So this could be a high-scoring game. If it is, that obviously helps our goal picks, Artemi, Panarin, and Tage Thompson to have higher than 0.5 goals. So yeah, I like that one. Those two guys are a little bit of juicers, scorcher multipliers there. So let's get this slip going on the right foot. Then in the other hockey game we got going tonight, we're going to go with Tim Stutzle higher than 0.5 assists. He is the assist leader for the Senators team. I think the Senators maybe are not overrated, but they're just kind of respected more than they should be. I think the Ducks are a solid squad. That said, Stutzle is a very good point getter, very good assist man. 24 assists on the season in 27 games. So I like our chances there. This NHL slip with Artemi Panarin higher than half a goal, Tage Thompson higher than half a goal, and Tim Stutzle higher than 0.5 assists is a 7.16x multiplier. All right, the fun part of the day, the cross sport lotto. Josh Hart higher than 0.5 doubles. The glue guy, the guy who doesn't ever really light up the box score in any one category for the Knicks, but is usually pretty strong all across the board in this playoff light atmosphere. I like him to have his presence felt. So yeah, I will take our man Josh Hart to have higher than 0.5 doubles. And again, I think that you can eat inside against this Atlanta team. I think you can out rebound them, and I think Hart, he's not going to go for 40 points in this game, but he can go for 10. He had a double 3 games ago. He had a double 4 games ago. He had a double 5 games ago. So yeah, there's definitely double potential with this guy. You get a nice juicer, and this is our lotto ticket, so we got to have some increased odds there. Speaking of increased odds, I took Steph Curry higher than 5.5 3-pointers made. Steph Curry, we're already playing 3.5. 5.5 is the alt line. I really like Steph higher than 5.5. That means he needs to make 3-pointer. There's 6 3-pointers in this game. Obviously, that is a high potential probability. Last one, we're going to Troy Terry higher than 0.5 goals. My favorite Duck, Troy Terry higher than 0.5 goals against the Ottawa Senators in the National Hockey League. 25.22x multiplier. Or if you flex it, 12.61x or 2.8x if only 2 of 3 hit. But yeah, I love that. Let's get this lotto and let's roll this thing over to the Thursday Night Football tomorrow. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for the new subscribers on YouTube and on the podcast feed. We are getting some more. So my repeated messages to remind people to actually hit that sub button, hit that rating and reviews button have actually been working. So thanks for checking it out, and let's make some money.